Jones looking to throw it on the first play. Yeah, he'll find Hall. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Jones. Rush coming in. Matthew Judon in there to take him down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throwing deep for Galladay. And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. And deep to return it is Marcus Jones. Here's Jones. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Patriots take over. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And the defense closes quickly there and will get maybe a yard to the 33. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and now it's 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing, Jones. Got a man, it's Tyquan Thornton. And he will have a Patriots 1st down. They needed 3, he doubled that, he got 6. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with the deep throw, they just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the 1st down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Buried behind the line by Azeez Ojulari.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Well, really not much secret there. 3rd and long, Charles, and he was looking to throw the football. And I would imagine as a defender, you're kind of salivating in that spot, right?
You certainly are, because 3rd and long situations, they tip the scale towards the defense every single time. Now you're actually able to dictate and understand what the offense is trying to do. You know where the first down marker is. You set your defense that way, and maybe you can be a little more aggressive in certain situations because of that. You start focusing on your coverage assignment, and when the ball's released, you break on it and make a play, as we just saw there.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through the completion there. Now a drive they started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, Jones. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Pats will take over here just shy of the 30.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
From the 36, Jones completes this one to Thornton. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Back to throw. Jones. And the pass to Henry is intercepted. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete on the deep ball.
But these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. They find some open field here. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here's Jones on first down to Barkley on the check down. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Second and 10. Jones hit and the ball's out. And it's picked up by the Patriots. He's at the 50. The 30. 10. 5. Oh, he tried to pitch it and the ball's loose. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Nick Folk for the point after. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Looking to throw. Jones. Bellinger hauls it in out left side. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Jones now on 3rd down. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And the Patriots are going to give it back here just past the 35.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Tyquan Thornton, 64 yards. And the Patriots are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Well, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Jones throwing on first down. Right back to Tony. He's got another one. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. Quick throw to Barkley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. He's got Bellinger. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones. Open man, he's got him. It's Tony for a Giant touchdown. Kadarius Toney as the first half is winding down. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Gano the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
On 2nd and 10, Jones. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before break. Jones. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Our 2 teams making their final preparations for the second half. And as they do, we send it back out to Foxborough, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this 3rd quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Looking to throw. Jones. Hunter Henry brings it in. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Devontae Parker, 33 yards. And the Pats Giants go up by 2 touchdowns. On for the extra point is Folk. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Now the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw. Jones being chased out left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Matt Judon.
This has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Jones on the return. So call that a 56-yard punt with a return of about 11. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to let one go deep for Parker. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
A 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Foxborough. On the draw, it's Harris. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here's Jones from the gun on third down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The Patriots send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Here comes Tony on the return. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter play. Back now in Foxborough. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Marcus Jones picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game. And now this time, an interception return for another score. Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Matt Judon. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And it has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Flush to his right. Incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The Giants on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. As the blowout has been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side, and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw again, Jones. That's caught by Galladay. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Duggar in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
On 2nd and goal, Jones. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Touchdown, Giants! Saquon Barkley, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Gano now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. He's at the 30. 10, 5. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Patriots.
And as we've talked to special teams coaches, that theme of being aggressive continues to come through, doesn't it? When they moved the kickoff back to the 35, it was going to cut down on the number of opportunities. But if you've got a special guy, you give him the green light no matter where he fields it in the end zone. And in this case, it paid off handsomely.
He fielded it deep in the range of emotions. Maybe like, oh, no, don't. And then all of a sudden you see him break it. And you're like, yeah, way to go.
Yeah, sometimes you have to remind your head coach that he approved the green light for bringing it out from deep in the end zone. And that's exactly why he did.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things. with his ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You'd have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Jones. This one is Slayton over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now Jones. He dumps it off to Barkley. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jones. He's going to air one out. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
2nd down and goal. Jones escaping the pressure right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Daniel Bellinger from 6 yards away. And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
I thought that was a nice job there, feeling the pressure and rolling out away from it and keeping the play alive. And I think he did it with the idea that his tight end would find his way free in the end zone, and his confidence was rewarded.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them, as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. That one looks like he'll throw here. That's complete into the hands of Myers. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. From the 24, Jones. He gets this to Thornton. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
That's good for the Patriots. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Throwing Jones. And this one is incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play.
big-time gain on the previous snap, came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jones. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
The 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Jones throwing on 4th down. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Jones. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
To throw is Jones. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Christian Barmore getting in there to drop him. This was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.